Hi, my name is Amadou. I am one of the election commissioners. Here we have two candidates that is here with us. Would you mind introducing yourselves?
Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Hushkepazi. I'm the current SGA president, and I'm running for re-election.
Hello, I'm Randy Wells. I'm the current vice president of the SGA, and I'm running for the VP of Student Affairs.
Would y'all mind discussing what plans y'all have in mind in terms of what's in the platform?
One of my major goals is to continue to make sure that I be that voice for the students when it comes to being at the table with the school administration on a successful reopening of the whole campus when it's time for that. And, when it comes to the rebranding of the university, also to, have more of a more partnership with other organizations in the university so that students can feel a part of the university.
As somebody who comes into the SGA with already ample of experience, I want to bring in experience and ensure that the SGA has successful transitioning to its new constitution. During my term, we passed a new constitution and heavily expanded on the work that SGA does in order to ensure that students are part of our decision-making processes. And I would love to have the honor of having the opportunity of ensuring that this constitution can live up to its original vision as the person who had it envisioned originally. And I also want to ensure that there is continuation to the work that student government does from this year to next year. So we got to start new services such as Grammarly, and we got to expand on them to additional memberships. However, at this moment, this does not give every student in our school the ability to have a Grammarly account. So what I want to do as an SGA president is expand this program and ensure that every student on our campus can have access to this great service. In addition to that, in the last year, I had the opportunity of starting the menstrual product dispenser installation project at our school. So SGA helped the university select new locations where new menstrual product dispensers will be installed. Similar to the Grammarly program, this was a pilot program that was launched in a limited capacity. So in the coming year, I want to expand on that and ensure that every bathroom on our campus that needs to have such amenities is equipped with the needed materials. And lastly, my biggest and most ambitious project yet is to expand on the work that we have done this year regarding diversity, inclusion, and equity by getting our school to name at least one campus building after a person of color. There's also a personal goal that I'm working on, which is making sure my bird doesn't scream as much. I'm really, really sorry about that. But outside of that, those are my primary goals. And as SGA president, who currently has the experience, I hope to bring the transitioning knowledge needed to ensure a successful new year for the amazing Student Government Association.
Great. I appreciate that. What plans do you have in terms of partner with other student organizational clubs?
We have an amazing organization known as SCB. And last year, due to the COVID pandemic, there wasn't much that we could do. So in the incoming year, I want to work with SCB to cultivate greater opportunities for students of engagement. And when we finally return to in-person on campus, I want to organize a big celebration that welcomes everybody who were part of our campus community throughout the time of the pandemic, but were not able to come to campus. So that is including people who are those who graduated, those who are currently on our campus, and everybody else. In addition to that, I want to build on the event possibilities of SGA and cultivate greater awareness campaigns. We started some awareness campaigns this year, such as Black History Month and others, and I want to make sure that we continue working on those. And I think if we work on those in collaboration with other student organizations, we can create a strong force of collaboration that promotes great campus programming that is inclusive of all students on our campus.
Okay, I have a follow-up question. After 1 year of experience of being the SGF president, what are some things that you plan on improving internally?
Ensuring that the organization has stronger transitioning. Last year, when I came into this position, the transitioning period was very weak. And I believe that if I'm elected again as the SGA president in the coming year, I can bring back that transitioning power. A lot of the issues that we had as an organization, we actually addressed in our constitutional rewrite. So right now it is just a matter of ensuring that we are properly enforcing that constitution and ensuring that it is being followed. So as SGA president, who already was able to effectively recognize the problems of our organization and implement them in our constitution, I will ensure to implement them into action and ensure that our organization is functioning in a better and more meaningful way.
Can you repeat the question real quick?
After 1 year of experience of your position, what are some plans that you have to improve for the next internally?
Well, say it as though I started in one and ended up at another. I will say, just to make sure the organization is more cohesive with each other, we're all working together as one, and not working against each other.
So in terms of recruitments, do you have any strategy in terms of recruiting senators?
So in the last year, we did an amazing job with outreaching students and ensuring that everybody on our campus knew about our application processes. We had always more than enough candidates to look over, interview, and sometimes, honestly, that decision was so hard for us to make. So because of that, I want to make sure that we continue tapping into the power force that it is our students and outreaching opportunities that are available for engagement in SGA like we did in the last year. So we will just continue ensuring that where vacancies come up, that they are filled and that all our students are aware of those vacancies that are in place.
I will say, hopefully, as your future VP of Student Affairs, to be, reach out to the different, to be there like for Welcome Week to, promote SGA, let them know that we have openings for senators, to show that the organization is strong and that, we need more of a student voice to represent the whole student body.
It's really hard reaching students in terms of like communicating, knowing what they want. How would you improve that?
Whenever we send out a survey to the students, asking them about their opinion on different causes, they always submit a lot of answers. And that is something that we as an SGA will continue doing next year under my administration if I'm elected to serve as your SGA president once more. Something else that we are going to do in order to ensure that we are continuously improving in this area is that throughout our internal communication, we'll ensure that we are more open with everybody in our group and ensure that there is a better flow of information.
For me, I will say the same thing I said last year when I was running for senator, to make sure SGA has a presence at events when we do return to campus. That was one of the things that stood out to me, that SGA was not there during, I think, my orientation day, if I'm not mistaken. So I just want to make sure that, they see us and then they know that we're there for them. And that way, when they need to reach out to us, they know who they can reach out to and make sure that their concerns are answered.
Another thing that I think SGA will do in the incoming year to ensure that we improve our communication with students is to include a weekly or bi-weekly reminder email that would essentially just seek to collect input from the students and share whether or not they have anything to share with us regarding their concerns or anything else. That survey will enable us to stay more in communication with students and throughout the semester provide students with a weekly opportunity to provide us with input and information regarding what they would like to see the organization do. In the last term, we had a good run to being able to reach students via email, but we also want to grow on that a little bit in the incoming year, and that is how we are going to do it.
Great. So what can you do to expand on SGA outreach efforts beyond social media, especially because not all students are on social media nor follow our SGA page? What can you do in terms of that? It's similar to the previous question that I asked, but this is specifically regarding the social media outreach.
We were very fortunate this year to recognize these flaws in our organization and through our constitution create a new position for Vice President of Public Relations, who is going to be responsible for all the public relations related matters with the students. They're going to develop direct strategies that are going to ensure student participation in our organization's decision-making process, and find effective means through which those can happen. Some of the ideas that I have discussed so far in this conversation are going to be part of the work that this person is going to do. And as the person who helped create their position, I will make sure that they're equipped with all the necessary tools and things that they need in order to achieve the success that the position will bring into our SGA in terms of engagement with our students in areas of public relations.
I know you started talking about in terms of the Constitution, how you added other positions, especially public relations. Is there anything else that you want to add to the Constitution that wasn't included?
In terms of the Constitution, I think what we need to do is see how the current setup is going to work next year, and then from there expand on it. I do think our current election commission needs to be a little bit developed, because I don't think SGA provides them with all the necessary tools needed to succeed. And I want to make sure that in our next rewrite, we address that issue that we have learned about this year. We would address it this year too, I will be honest with you, but unfortunately we only have 2 weeks left. So if you're able to vote me into this position and make sure I can do it next year, I'll get this done, and everything else as always.
I mean, what you said, I can attest to that, because right now it's like a learning experience. This is the first time, I guess, SGA, hosting or managing the election commission. So I guess I can, share my experience with you and then improve it for the next person. So I guess someone who comes in wouldn't deal with a lot of, pressure or stress moving forward. But anyways, I guess I want to, since we don't have any students, because I was thinking about like have an open discussion, or if you have anything that you want to ask or add. Um, the last thing that I will wrap up is saying, why should students vote for you? Why you are a perfect fit for this position? Anyone can go.
In the last year, I had the opportunity to serve as your SGA president in the extremely unprecedented times that it was the COVID-19 pandemic. And despite the ongoing pandemic, I was able to create an impact with our students and ensure that SGA proudly represented students in many important areas of campus life, diversity, equity, inclusion, and the ongoing transitioning of the task force. I believe that if students are able to give me the opportunity to do this again, I can bring in the transitioning knowledge needed for the organization to continue doing the work well, and also ensure that we effectively not only take on new ideas as an organization, but fully come with them to realization. Because we know how in past SGAs, that was an issue where they would write a resolution, pass it, and then never see the coming to life of it because they didn't follow up on it properly or didn't fully develop their resolutions as they should. I ensured this year as president that SGA did that with every one of the areas of work that we had and with every single one of our resolutions. And in the coming year, I will continue on ensuring that that is the case, and that SGA is proudly and effectively representing you in school administration's decision-making processes in a meaningful way. Thank you. And lastly, regardless of the outcome of this election, I'm very thankful for the opportunity you all have given me in the past year. And I really hope I can count on your support so we can do all of this once again.
So I feel like I'm fit for this position because I feel like this past year I've been more of a, I want to say, a large advocate for the students. I've sat on plenty of campus-wide committees and helped with different initiatives that the school was trying to do to represent the student body. This is a newly created position for SGA, so my hope is that the students can just trust me enough to serve them well, and so that's basically all I really have to say.
All right, I guess that's where it ends, unless if you have anything else that you want to add, your social media or website or anything, you can just give yourself a shout out or any last comment or remark that you want to say.
I want to add one thing I'm going to do if it's okay. I want to say huge shout out to you, Damilola, Sandra Uchi, and Brittany Richmond for being an amazing advisor and doing a great job as an election commission. All of you have rocked this whole experience. I mean, you all had such a hard task at hand and you all did a magnificent job. And I want you to know that despite some of the difficulties and all that, I'm very, very, very proud of all of you. And I can't wait to see what else you all do in this position.
I appreciate that.
I just want to piggyback off of what Dan said. I'm definitely excited and pleased at the way the election commission and Brittany has handled this upcoming election. Despite us still being in a pandemic, y'all still handle things correctly and, represented, SGA in the school very well. So shout out to you and Brittany and the rest of the election committee.
Okay. I guess this is where I end the election forum. Other than that, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out Daniel and Randy platform. And yeah, and that's all.